Recently, I've seen a lot of people throw around the term superstar, and this really got me thinking, because when you end up calling 20 players a superstar, it loses its value. It doesn't mean as much as it used to, because the term is being used more and more on so many different players, and there's no set criteria to what a superstar is. An all-star is set if you make the all-star team, but there's no clear way to define what a superstar is. I think a superstar is the highest category of players, so there's a very limited number of these people. I think a superstar is a player that is able to be the clear number one option on a championship team. Let me explain. I think there should be usually under 10 superstars in the league, but this year, the league is filled with so much talent that I have to make an exception to one player. So currently, I have 11 superstars in the league right now. In no particular order, I have Curry, KD, Giannis, Kawhi, Jokic, Luka, LeBron, Dame, Harden, Embiid, and Anthony Davis if he comes back like his old self. That's it. Players that are close but didn't make my superstar tier are the level right below, which is an all-NBA caliber or bona fide all-stars. Those players include CP3, Kyrie, Tatum, D. Mitch, D. Book, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Bradley Beal, Trae Young, and Klay Thompson if he comes back healthy. I've heard lots of people call those players on the tier below my definition of a superstar, and it doesn't make sense, because if you call one of those players a superstar, it opens it up to a whole other tier of players, and if it opens up that much, you can make the argument that all 21 players are superstars, and then calling someone a superstar doesn't have as much meaning as it should. I have 3 things that a player has to have in order to be a superstar in my books. The first thing takes up 80% of the criteria and is the main thing he needs. A superstar can be the clear first option on a championship team. They can have an all-star as a sidekick, and maybe even an all-NBA caliber player, but the superstar has to be the clear number one option, and it can't even be close. Klay Thompson, Chris Middleton, and Paul George are all recent examples of a sidekick to a superstar. The thing everyone wants at the end of the season is to hold up the Larry O'Brien trophy. That means no one can take you down, and you beat every team in the league, whether you beat them or the opponents you overcame beat them. That's the end goal and is the most valuable feat every year. I believe that the top tier players should be able to take you to the top achievement of the season. You shouldn't have players that can't get you to a championship in the same tier, because that would defeat the whole purpose of a tier system. A superstar doesn't have to consistently win championships year after year, because only a few players each era can ever do that. They just need to have the ability to win a championship with a well-built roster around them. Damien Lillard is a superstar in my books, and he hasn't won a championship or made it to the finals yet. He actually hasn't even made it out of the first round in 4 of the last 5 years. But if he had a better second option and a quality team built for his strength, I believe he could go on a run and win the championship. A well-built team around them is all a superstar should need to make their team a championship-level team. Superstars have to make deep playoff runs year after year, making the conference finals, the finals, or even winning it all on a consistent basis. A top-level player needs to be able to lead a team to a top-level award, and that award is an NBA championship. And the second piece of criteria a superstar needs is to be reliable and consistent. This isn't as significant as the first thing, but it's still important. You need to know what you're getting from a superstar, and they need to consistently bring their skills to the table and play at a high level every night. It's okay if they have a down game or a bad shooting night one game in a series, but generally speaking, they need to be consistent. Superstars have to be reliable, durable, and consistent. A championship level team shouldn't have to rely on the clear second option to win you a third of the playoff games, because you aren't going to get very far in the playoffs. The last quality a superstar has to have is the it factor or killer instinct. You can have a bunch of talent and skill, but if you don't have that killer instinct, you aren't a superstar. This is very clear in some players. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant are the first players that come to my mind when someone says killer instinct. Kobe Bryant even made his own name for it, the Mamba mentality. It's more clear in some players than others, but a superstar has to have it. Like for example, Kawhi Leonard isn't very vocal. He doesn't talk much trash, doesn't even have social media, but he lets his game do the talking, and you could tell he has a killer instinct. This mentality will ensure that you work your ass off to be the best, have mental toughness to stay focused, and to do everything in your power to win. That's what a superstar needs. With all these attributes, it's a recipe for success, and you could join the exclusive club of being a superstar in the NBA. The term has been thrown around to so many players, especially young players recently, that I don't believe are true superstars yet. They could be a superstar in 2 years' time, or if they make enough improvement, they could be a superstar next season. But I feel like it's losing its value, and I just wanted to share what I think a superstar in the NBA is. A superstar has to be able to be the clear number one option on a championship team. They have to be reliable and consistent, and they need to have the it factor or killer instinct. There are only a select number of guys in the league that have this status, and as a fan, you're lucky to have this guy on your team. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I read every single comment, so let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe for future basketball content, and thank you for watching.